This is your daily market review for Tuesday, February 27, 2024. Let's go.
Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well.
This is Dan Max of eXp Realty, aka the Trading Agent, and this is your daily market review for Tuesday, February 27, 2024. Hopefully you're having a great and wonderful day. Yeah, let's get into it because the market seems to be chopping around here. As we talked about, not surprising going into the end of the month, window dressing. So certain things being marked up, certain things being marked down, certain things just going a whole lot of nowhere. And so if you're used to this phenomenon, you're not surprised by the action after this big run up. We've talked about the market getting, I don't know, incredibly just choppy mid-February and then just looking tired here. And it's just one of those things where I wish you could easily pick tops and bottoms by snapping your fingers and saying it's going to be today or tomorrow. And the reality, it's not that. It's a probability-based game. And anyone who's been trading for any period of time knows that. And so if you're new to the channel, please check out the Discord room. A link's description below. Yeah, I mean, I agree here, my friend. I agree, Josh. Everybody looking at this stuff. Soft landing expectations. Be careful out there because I'll show you on the next Twitter on a tweet that is kind of scary. So if you have any questions, please reach out. Link to the description below. Use the Calendly link if you want to chat. Always here to help. Also, check out the website, thetradingagent.com. Lots of great stuff here, whether you need get your 5.5%, get your recommended reading, your interactive brokers. I'm telling you, Schwab's going to be a mess. And also the link to the Discord room. So if any questions, please reach out. If something's not working, let me know as well. Again, just updated the website. Like, subscribe, and the notification bell if you're new to YouTube or the YouTube channel. I do probably 2 to 3 live chats a week during market hours. And you know what? It's awesome. It's awesome. It's great. I love when everybody interacts. I appreciate it. And so also too, just want to recommend if you have any real estate needs, please don't hesitate to reach out. Always here to help. If you're buying, selling, investing, you need help, questions, you need answers, don't hesitate to reach out. I thought this was rather interesting today too, because we talk about soft landing. Goldman CEO is kind of poo-pooing it. Yeah, look, the thought process is that we are soft. We're going soft. All right. I mean, again, as I'm seeing the data, again, now economic GDP is being pumped up by government spending. Unemployment data is being pumped up by people getting multiple jobs. If you go out into the real world, it's not looking so hot right now. Again, people are flooding in this country left and right. The benefit of that, I don't know. There's I guess, clearly some positives and negatives for the headline economy, but for the real economy, it's dangerous. So we talked about in March, no Fed meeting, or no Fed hike, looking more like a cut. Potentially could come if the markets start dropping. That's what I'd be looking out for. Bitcoin, yeah, this is getting a little parabolic again. Now, you could argue it could go higher, no doubt, no diggity. But, I mean, channel high, and it just popped another 13, 14%. Michael Saylor buying MicroStrategy, buying more Bitcoin up at the highs. I mean, it feels like a multi-day kind of like hype. So maybe day 3 tomorrow. Keeping on it. Oil, chopping around. You guys aren't surprised by this. We've talked about there's a huge oil short, but then there's structural demand issues. I've said this and I'm on record. I mean, at some point, I think, I don't know, maybe do we need to get down lower because of just demand destruction? But I just don't see the downside. I don't see huge downside like you saw in previous recessions. Natural gas that we talked about. Love the price action down here for a potential bottom. And again, could it chop out? That's a question you have to ask yourself. You're at 3.5-year lows. Near term, again, wait for the spots. That's what I've just tried to warn people. That's where the golden ticket is. All right. Dollar, as we talked about, chopping around. What are you going to do? Be careful. Be careful. We've talked about this watching the 20-day. Again, I'm not really trading it. I'm just watching it for volatility. TLT hits some areas, backs off. It's just stuck. I mean, I'd be watching this 94 to 90, I don't know, this 100-day channel low because at this point, higher rates aren't really the problem as much as the reaction to them. I just don't think, again, real estate's going to sustain going into the spring if they're not. VIX, I mean, look at today's action. Just so small, little gap down and just chopping around in a 20, 30% range, 20 cent range. Just something seems off. VIXen, Again, going into the end of the month, chopping around. VIVIX, I mean, here we go, right back down the range lows. I mean, I'm amazed. I mean, give them credit. Give credit where credit's due. Never seen a market this silly, in my opinion. Like, again, not since the 2000s. And I mean, that's 20 plus years ago, guys. Check this out. So we're riding the channel high, pull back for 2 days. The volume's light. We talked about the distribution at the highs has been clear, but it's just, all right, keeps pumping. QQQ. Looks like a double top, right? Keep an eye on this. I mean, the volume's dying. It looked like it was going, and then it got back up. Good luck. I mean, IWM, here you go. Here's another questionable move. Chopping back to the high end of range. Talk about confusing. IWM trying to catch up, but it's been a laggard. And DIA then doing what it's doing. Just, it's been holding up pretty well. Gold. So we talked about the best time to buy will be in the Fed's pivot. I mean, it's just in this huge monster choppy range. I personally think at some point, I'll either chase the breakout, which will be fine, or I'll just wait for a massive pullback. Because again, silver miners, they get smoked when the market gets smoked. And silver just really isn't confirming it. We've talked about this. I'm like a broken record every night. GDX is just not confirming it. GDXJ, I mean, no, why are the miners look so bad? If gold's about to go bonkers, why are they lagging? AEM, same kind of thing. Nice little bounce, though. We talked about being oversold, some of these, and bouncing. AG, just stuck in the mud, is what it is. Here you go. Newmont, new 52-week. I mean, this is like multi-year lows, y'all. Like multi-year lows. Like, just zoom out. I mean, I can't. I mean, this is 2019 lows. So, I mean, there is value down here in my opinion, but I just don't know if I want to chase it. I mean, trying to pick the bottom on these PAAS, same thing, chopping around. All right, Taiwan Semi closes at the low of the day. Interesting candle, right? Tries to break out, looks like it, and in the morning gives it all back. Micron, we talked about this popping on the news. I mean, is it sustainable? These are some dojis, man. It looks like, again, people are unloading into that. AMD, seeing some really dumb money chase this up here. You got to get over the 180s. It just looks like a big chop top. NVIDIA, again, if you chase the highs, you are silly. At worst, it's going to chop, and if likelihood, it's probably got a big pullback. And I'd be watching probably the channel, and it would look like a double bottom. That's what would be ironic here. Check this out. At some point, I mean, my guess is that it will come back to here. Will it be sooner than later? That's I mean, I don't know. You can go all the way out to March, and that could play out. I expect a pullback. SMCI, we've talked about. This one, aim again, market cap wise, I wouldn't be surprised if it does make new highs at some point. But I wouldn't chase this thing. I'd be letting this pull back. Intel, we've talked about this. Some folks are identifying Head and Shoulders top potential. Yeah, left shoulder, right shoulder, double head. This thing's breaking. Got to hold the 100-day. It's trying. SMH, again, I like the Soxus down here in your 4. Looking good. Chopping around. Again, risk reward is in your favor. Adobe, talked about this one, a double top, hitting the 200-day due to bounce. Okay, chopping around. Apple all over the place, right? It gets down to what I thought really needed to hold. Because if you go, I mean, it's very clear here. It needs to hold this 179, 180 area. We held it wide and loose up to the 200-day. I don't know. Amazon riding. I mean, again, it looks like it's going to break. It's just a matter of time. Amazon riding the lightning, little double top maybe. Meta, this one's been holding up pretty dang well. Got to give it credit where credit's due. At this point, I feel like the M is there, but it's, I mean, this is what I'm talking about like with NVIDIA. You could get into a chop top or a chop flop. We'll see. Be careful. Again, it just doesn't make sense for it to really rip higher after those big moves. They got to consolidate. CRM, check this out, right? New highs. Doing what it's got to do. Guggenheim. A lot of people were talking about buying the dip yesterday. It's like, all right, let's watch the channel. You had a better opportunity today. So far, so good. I mean, Microsoft, I saw this down, trying to break, and then it's like chopping around. I mean, these names are incredibly difficult. Some of them are. NDAQ, again, especially the Magnificent 7. We talked about the exchange. Why is it lagging so hard? It's, people know. People know. MicroStrategy, look where it hit. Exact highs. Range highs. Upside target zone max. Doji, big gap. Michael Saylor buying more Bitcoin. Yikes. I mean, at the highs, I mean, I'm not saying he's not going to be long time. Who knows? Be careful. Look at this, Netflix. I mean, I was watching this, I'm like, what? Who's chasing this thing at the end of the month? But I guess kind of makes sense because it's had a good month. People are chasing it. So, you know, I don't know. It's tough to say. Roblox, chopping around. I mean, we talked about the 47 level. Tesla talked about this today, you know, like it has like this little pennant feel to it. If it breaks out, it probably could fill the gap, maybe feel some, I don't know. It just, again, it's the trash floats last kind of thinking. It's like, all right, now they're chasing Tesla. Where they been? I mean, the thing is doo-doo. Airbnb, Chop Top, Costco, I mean, again, strong. Can't say much about it. Starbucks, Chop, holding the channel low. Federal Express, I mean, you think FedEx would be flying if the economy was so good and GDP is growing. No, it's just chopping after earnings. Caterpillar pops on earnings, chopping. Said watch the 330. Maybe it's not the 330. It's more like this 328, 329. This is crucial if it wanted to retest the highs. If it doesn't, that's a good fail spot. Nucor, talked about, is it breaking out? I mean, volume is light. Making new all-time highs, tough to trust, but hey, action is action. X, check this out, right? Talk about not going to get bought out by Nippon Steel. Again, I wouldn't short these names, but I think it could flop, and then it just doesn't really go much lower than a certain price. VALE, global growth name, chop. Arrow got up into the 17s again today, watching that 200-day. This thing got blown out, and now popping back. Here you go, CCJ. We said, how to hold here. So far, so good. I mean, CF, I mean, uranium's oversold. Got to call what it is. Talk about these choppy names. Mosaic, NTR. Just all over the place. I mean, again, let them bottom out. Aeron, we've talked about aluminum. I mean, global growth names, just, they look like crap, y'all. Financials rallied into the close. Why? I don't really know. I still love the short up here. I mean, absolutely love it. I mean, if you can get the FAZ, it was said in the 11, 12 range, I think you're going to be fine for a nice trade. So we can look back at FXLF. I mean, banks hold all the issues here. JPMO, got to give it credit because it's holding up, but starting to get a little tired. Morgan Stanley's been nothing. Bank of America rallied at the close. Is interesting. Okay, it's been choppy, sloppy mess. Goldman, as we talked about, someone has put a lid on it. Anytime it gets to 395 plus, it just gets hit, bounces back. I don't know. I mean, if it goes, it goes. If it doesn't, we'll see. So at this point, carry, chopping, 20-day. I mean, the laggards, we talk about the trash floats last. I mean, anyone who's chasing that, silly. Absolutely silly. XBI, got to give credit where credit's due. Look at the huge volume today. We talked about having to get up over this upside target zone. Look at that. Big volume. Is this a breakout to end the month? We'll see. Congrats. I mean, if you're long, cool. If not, I mean, you can't chase it, but feels, I don't know. I've seen this a lot before with traps. You get like big volume at the channel or chop zones, and then it turns back around. But either way, I mean, if you're bullish, congrats. If you're bearish, probably got to get out of the way. Tan, we talked about solar being trash, just lagging. Sedge, any pop. I mean, we talked about these things are do. ENPH, chop. Does First Solar have earnings after the close? Yep, let's see what they're at. Just curious seeing what we talked about this 200-day, this little double topper. Yeah, watch the 20-day next. That's crucial, obviously. That is crucial. Absolutely crucial. So, yeah, some people are talking about SMH volume dying. It is. So, first, wow, it had 157 all down. I mean, look at this thing. It closed at 140, what? 5. Look at this thing. Up and down. Yikes. Again, I mean, I personally have no long-term liking in first, like all these solar names until the market bottoms. I mean, we know if Daddy Trump wins and takes Biden out, that those subsidies might get cut. They might not, though. Who knows? Again, corporate debt, HYG, you got to be high as a kite to be buying this stuff. Oil, as we've talked about many times, it's holding up pretty well, chopping. UNG, if you bought it down at the 14s, we said wait for dips. I mean, I don't like it as much as shorting KOLD, obviously, because this thing decays. Looking good. Looking good. We talked about multi-day range waiting for, and boom, chakalaka. XOP, we talked about this one's got to get over the 140. It's just holding on. It might do it for the end of the month. Valero's chopping around. We talked about these names, like these oil and gas names. They're just tough. MPC's been actually really strong. CVE was really hoping it would break out. Kind of seems stuck here at the 200 day. Doesn't necessarily mean it's busted. ExxonMobil, we talked about this one chopping around. Got to get over this 104, 105, 106 area. Occidental, we talked about. Again, Buffett just loves selling calls, selling puts, knowing this thing's going nowhere. EQT popped with natural gas, which it should have. And now what? Last but not least, Flex LNG. Again, I think we are big natural gas exporters. And I love that the price is coming down of natural gas, because then again, what is it going to do? It's really going to help, in my opinion, fortify more exports. So this thing is a juicy dividend. So if you have any questions, please reach out. Always here to help. Use the Calendly link. Schedule a little chat with me. If you have any real estate questions, do not hesitate to reach out. That is where some of the folks who need most help, because it's not easy, I promise. All right, talk to you guys and gals later. Peace.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.